Happy New Year, Bristles. I don't like New Year's resolutions. I feel like they're an imposition. I feel like they're a burden. Goals, however, are different. Goals are something that can be fun, something to aim for, something to kind of hope to achieve. But whether you hit them or miss them, it's fine either way as long as you have fun in the process. That said, while having goals can be important and can be something helpful, they're not as important as your own well-being. Your mental health, your physical health, your relationships, all that takes priority, and that should be your ultimate goal. If you had set yourself some goals last year and they just didn't happen, that's more than okay. If the only goal you achieved last year was to make it through the year, then a massive well done to you. Congratulations. I mean that sincerely. Some years that's all I've had at the end of the year, and that's more than okay. So be proud of yourself for that. It's very easy to see people around this time of year, or the end of the year. I'm a little late now. It's midway through January, but it's taken me a while to get back in front of the camera. But you're going to see people online and they're going to be sharing their achievements and how much they've done, and that's fine. Like, fair play to them. Of course they should celebrate their achievements and don't feel bad about that. Never feel bad about celebrating the things you've done and things you've achieved. But comparison is the thief of joy. So just because you see other people succeeding, try not to let that put a dampener on you. Just remember, this hobby is a luxury, and as such, it doesn't take priority. You take priority. And as much as your hobby can be a positive thing for you and help you when you're struggling mentally, taking that time to sit down and forget things for a while, for just painting maybe, or hobby building, converting, or rolling some dice with some friends, or the social aspect. Of course that's good, but it does also take a lot of energy to do, and sometimes that energy just isn't there because you're busy spending it on more important things, and that's totally okay. The point of this intro is just some positive reinforcement to just, please don't get too down on yourself when you see other people sharing things online. It's the same as looking at people's Instagrams and seeing their work. It can be an inspiration, but it can also be a massive deterrent, because you think, like, how can I do that? I'm not that good. But that's another discussion for another day. And just maybe distance yourself from social media a little, and it can only benefit you in terms of your creativity and your hobby and mental health. All that said, I did set myself a few small goals last year for hobby. Some mixed results, and we'll talk about that now. My first goal last year was to paint my entire backlog, paint every unpainted miniature, which was far too ambitious, and naturally I did not succeed. I started collecting Warhammer when I was about 11, and I'm 35, going to be 36 in 3 months. So you can imagine, over that course of 20 something years, I've accumulated a lot. That's not a brag, it's a fecking curse a lot of the time, in terms of space and just the idea in the back of your head that that thing still needs to be done. It's not pleasant. It's not that serious. So that goal, unsuccessful. Definite miss. That's fine. Moving on. My second goal was to play more games than I had the year before. The year before I played not a lot. It was somewhere close to 0. Yeah, it was about 0. So far as I remember. I could be wrong. Might be misremembering that. But how did I do this year? So I know I definitely played at least 2 games of Age of Sigmar. I think it was exactly 2. One was a farewell to the 3rd edition, which I barely played. Or did I even play? I can't remember. I may have played 1 or 2 games before that one. And then there was one game that I played just before Christmas, which was my introduction to 4th edition. That game got cut short just because of time restraints, and I was late. But in both games, I used my Blades of Corn and I had an absolute blast, so that was a lot of fun. I also played some Star Wars RPG. That was also a lot of fun. I used an Escher Ganger as to represent my character. One of my friends kind of developed, it was a hybrid between a tabletop game and an RPG, using some board game elements for maps and a mix of figures. That was a lot of fun. With that same group, I also played some Blitz Bowl. Always enjoy some Blitz Bowl. And some Blood Bowl Team Manager, which I never even considered before, and it was actually so much fun. It's a card game, hard to get now. It's no longer supported, but you can find it secondhand market, not too hard and not too expensive. I also played some Warhammer the Old World, which I really enjoyed and had been really looking forward to for a long time. So I can safely say that that was one goal I did hit. Yay! 1. Thirdly, I really wanted to make more videos last year. I've been really inconsistent over the years, and last year I made 1 video and 1 short, so I did not succeed there, but I did have a lot of fun with that video and short. But yes, that was another miss. That's okay. Finally, I wanted to have a fully completed army for Warhammer the Old World and take it to my first ever tournament. I've never played a tournament for anything in Warhammer, whether it's 40k, Age of Sigmar, none. I actually started collecting my vampire counts in 8th edition of Warhammer Fantasy, not long after the newest army book had come out. I got a box of skeletons, a box of Black Knights, a Vampire Lord, and I might have gotten a Necromancer. Either way, it was not enough to have a full army game. I think I played maybe 500-point game with a friend at one point, but end times happened not long after, and I still collected the undead factions throughout the lifespan of Age of Sigmar up until this point. Kept collecting and building the army, so now I have a pretty sizable Vampire Counts army. Now my ambition was to have the entire army fully painted, but that I think was also a bit too ambitious. As the closer I got to my deadline, I realized it wasn't going to happen, so I decided to narrow my focus. I wrote up a list for 2,000 points for a tournament and focused on painting that stuff up. I painted for 3 months, every day, almost every day, for I don't know how many hours, and I was painting right up until the night before my flight to the tournament, because it was not going to be in Ireland. Also my first time flying abroad by myself, travelling anywhere by myself. So another first for the year. I survived. It's okay. It was touch and go for a minute though. But yeah, that painting to get that bit done for the tournament, that was very intense. I'd like to talk more about the tournament, but I think that goes outside the parameters of what I want to discuss in this video. But I will, of course, I plan to make a video, have planned since nearly a year ago, to make a video talking about my experience at my first tournament and whether or not other people should give it a go. I'll not spoil how I did in the tournament, but every game I had so much fun. I think Warhammer the Old World is fantastic and I love it. It was worth the wait. And yeah, I hope to play more in the future. I played 5 games of that last year, so would like to play more. Would like to have played more, but maybe this year. So did I achieve the goal of having a fully painted army for the Old World? No, not quite. I'm not going to give myself that, because the rule was to have the entire army done, and it's not that I'd ever field that entire army. Well, maybe, you never know. But I had enough anyway for the tournament. Did I achieve my goal of taking part in my first tournament? Yes, Yes, I did. And as I said, more about that in another video. So, as you can see, mostly misses for my goals last year. But, you know, my focus was elsewhere last year. Also, those 3 months of painting really burnt me out on painting for a long time. And it was really hard to get back at it, which had a direct impact on every other aspect of my hobby that year, and video making as well. It was exhausting, and I was glad to be done. But I also will return to that army and finish it at some stage because I love it so much. It's my favorite army. So I guess something to be learned from that experience is pace yourself. Don't overwork yourself on a hobby project. That's one of the reasons why I don't think I'll ever do one of those 24-hour challenges you see people doing. I just couldn't be arsed, like, completely exhausting myself for that. No thanks. No, not a chance. Well, never say never, but I'd be hard pushed, no, to tell the truth, no. So that was 2024. What about 2025? I have one main goal, and that is I want to spend this year making more videos because I really enjoy videos. And I also want to, I've been re-examining why I want to make videos because it's something that I think I kind of forgot, and that's another reason why I kind of found it hard to stick with it. So the main reason I started making videos in the first place was I'd post my models online and somebody might ask, how did you achieve this? How did you achieve that? What colors did you use? What paints did you use? And then I'd have a long reply in the comments, and that was kind of arduous. So I thought, it'd be better if I just recorded what I was doing, put it on YouTube, and if somebody asked in the future I could say, well, you just go check out there. You get to see it happen. And also, I'm very forgetful, and I would often write down my recipes for paint or how I did something in a notebook, but then I'd forget which notebook I wrote it in because I'd have multiple little notebooks, and then I'd lose them or took them away somewhere and wouldn't remember where I put them. So it's as much for myself to look back on if I maybe come back to an army that I haven't painted in years, so that I have reference, as well as it is for other people. Aside from that, I just really enjoy making videos. I kept thinking that I had to stick to the new releases, and I was concerned that maybe my videos aren't getting enough traction because I'm not doing that. And I kept worrying about the things that I wanted to make and whether or not that would appeal to other people. But going forward, I kind of have come to the realization that I really enjoy watching other people make videos about things that they're excited about. So naturally, I can't be the only person who consumes YouTube videos with the same mindset. So going forward, it's just going to be whatever I'm feeling passionate and excited about. Not that it wasn't before, but the frequency was low because I had that worry. Although in saying that, I have noticed that my most popular videos are my ones about Khorne, which is fine because I love my Khorne army. It's one of my favourite armies and I really enjoy it. And I'm really excited to be adding to it now. And I'm really excited to be sharing that. I will have videos for them. So the people who like those videos, good news. There's more on the way. I'm waiting for a spearhead box to arrive in the post. But that won't be the only thing, obviously. I'm excited about a lot of things. Other hobby goals that I will document, of course, for the videos. I haven't put a hard, this must be finished kind of thing to my goals. Instead, I've taken it from the perspective of first goal is to just start painting my Horus Heresy Night Lords, and also to just start painting my Flesh Eater courts. If it gets finished, that's excellent, but even just to get one unit done, I will count that as a success, because it's better than nothing. There's a few other projects that are hobby adjacent that I feel would be interesting, so I'll be sharing that too. But that's a secret, so mind your own business, please. So yeah, goals achieved last year. I think it was like 1.5. No, 2 out of like 5. So that's okay. It's not that big a deal. It's just a hobby. And goals for 2025: regularly make videos, and then a few other little hobby goals that, you know, they're not going to be the main focus. I don't want to feel tethered to them because I'm always excited about something new, so I'm always going to gravitate towards that. So maybe sometimes you'll get like half a project and I'll upload a video about that, and then I'll be excited about something else and then do that, and then come back to the other project at a later date and there'll be an updated video for that. So I think that's everything. So look after yourselves, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, stay safe, and you'll see me again soon. This is at a weird angle. I need to sort out my space. Sorry there's no painting in this video. I just wanted to get a video done and uploaded, something quick and easy just to get the wheels turning. Cause if I keep waiting until I have like full footage of me painting done and putting it off, it's never going to happen. So this is just to get the wheels in motion. But there'll be painting and building and converting and crafting all on the way. I also have footage from last year for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos that, you know, that's a head start. So I'll get those out quick enough too. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, that all helps.